Hi guys, welcome back. It's great to see you guys again. Today we are back in the red section of our Bibles and we are back in the second book of the Bible. Does anybody remember what the second book is called? Good memory, that's right. It's called Exodus. And does anybody remember about the person we learned about last week? That's right, we learned about Moses and how God took his special family from Egypt, from being slaves, and brought them into freedom. This is what God is always wanting to do with us, to bring us out of slavery and bring us into freedom. So what happened to this family now that they were free? Do you think they were just partying all the time and happy and running around and having a good time? Well, not really. They kind of started complaining and grumbling and actually even going as far as to say, maybe we should just go back to Egypt. It was kind of better there. Yeah, they kind of forgot about all the amazing stuff God had just done for them, how he had just rescued them. And they were kind of like, oh, I'm so hungry, or oh, I'm so hot, oh, I'm so thirsty. But God was so patient with them, and he loved them so much that he always provided for them. He made bread come down from heaven every morning and cover the earth where they were. And they would gather up the bread and be able to eat, and that was called manna. And when they were thirsty, God did things like made water come out of a rock, pour out of a rock so they could drink until they were full and had enough water. So God was always taking care of them and looking out for them and loving them so well, even when they complained and grumbled against him. God wanted to help his special family. He wanted them to be taken care of, and he wanted them to take care of each other too. And so he came up with some special rules to help them do this. Now, since Moses was their leader, he brought Moses up to the top of a mountain and he talked to him up there. And God wrote on pieces of stone, because they didn't have paper back then, 10 rules of how they could be taken care of and how they could take care of each other. Now I'm going to tell you what they are, because they were good rules back then and they're still good rules today. They're important for us to listen to so that we can be taken care of and we can take care of other people. Number 1, it's the most important one. Love God more than you love anything else. Love him the most. Number 2, don't make other idols or gods. Don't make anything more important than God. Number 3, do not misuse the name of the Lord your God, which means live your life in a way that brings honor to God. Live in a way that when people see you, they see what God's like. That's rule number 3. Number 4, remember the Sabbath day. What is the Sabbath day? Well, do you guys remember way back in the beginning of creation, God worked for 6 days and he rested on a day and he took a breather? Well, God says, this is how I want you guys to live. I want you guys to work hard, but then I want you to take a day to rest. And that's important. Number 5, this is a good one. Honor your mom and your dad. Listen to what they have to say. This one's important for you guys. Number 6, don't kill anyone. Number 7, when you get married, you belong to your husband or your wife, and your wife belongs to you. And you guys stay together and you love only each other. Number 8, don't steal. Number 9, don't lie. And number 10, don't be always wanting what other people have. Oh, that bike is so cool. I want that bike. Oh, I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. Be content with what you have. That's number 10. So these are the special rules that God said. Follow these so you can be taken care of and you can help take care of the people around you. And this is always God's heart for us when he gives us rules and ways to live. He wants us to be taken care of. And of course, God knows the best way for this to happen. So it's really important for us to listen to the things that he tells us. So the people heard these rules from Moses and they were so excited about them. And they tried really, really hard to follow the rules, but guess what? They couldn't do it. They couldn't always do the right thing. Just like me and you. We try really hard to follow the rules, but sometimes we mess up. But guess what? God knew that was going to happen. He knew that we couldn't always follow the rules, that sometimes we would make mistakes. And he had a plan for that. Isn't it so great that God always knows and that he always has a plan to help us? Oh, I could just rest in that thought, thinking about God always knowing and always taking care of us. Well, that's the last story of Moses that we're going to hear. I wonder if we could find it in our Bibles. Let's look it up in Exodus, and we're going to go to Exodus big number 20. And that's where we're going to hear and read about these 10 special rules that God put in place. So I want you guys to put a sticker in there so that you remember this story when you guys open up the Word of God and remember about these rules. Okay, guys, good to see you. We'll see you next week. Bye.